All right. Well, you're number two on this podcast of faith, family, and flag.
Awesome.
So we'll see how it goes. But so I don't know if you have anything specific you want to talk about. But what I'd really like to know is just get to know you and let people get to know you a little better. So why don't we start with how you grew up?
Okay. Yeah. I have 5 siblings, and there are 3 brothers and me and my sister.
Okay.
And grew up in Fairview. Awesome town. And I also have very traditional parents, so I mean that's kind of interesting how I turned out, right? But my parents are completely traditional. So my dad would make it home for dinner at 5 every night. My mom would have dinner on the table. So yeah, my mom was pretty much the perfect and still is the perfect mom. Same with my dad. So I had a very great childhood. A lot of support. I did drill team in high school.
Oh, nice. Okay. I think I remember that.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
my parents hated it. Let's be honest. Like that was not their thing. They were into sports, both of them. My mom played softball in college, all the sports, but that was her sport. And then my dad played football and did wrestling, and he was an athlete also. So it's like when I did dance, they were just like, oh, whatever. But they showed up and they came and they watched me and they didn't love it, but they were there. And so my childhood could not have been better. And
well,
then
the good thing about drill team is like a drill team performance is like 20 minutes, right?
well, okay, that's yes, if you go to the games, but if you go to like a competition, it's literally all day long.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
So it's just like any other sport then when you go to a tournament.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were good sports.
Gotcha.
It's fine.
Gotcha.
I also grew up moving pipe, so farming, I guess, is what you'd call it.
Right.
I learned hard work. If I didn't move the pipe, then the field would die. So I learned responsibility very early on.
When did you start moving pipe? Like how old were you?
I don't remember that. I want to
Like old enough to drive?
No.
No. Okay,
We
so
were
way
little.
before 16.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was my first job ever. Was moving pipe for. I think it was Uncle Eddie that we moved for, and Uncle Corey we did help with too. But yeah, we would ride the 4-wheelers, which I didn't have a 4-wheeler, but Uncle Eddie had some, so we would ride them up to the fields and move them. And he had to do it early in the morning and then late at night. So if you wanted to have a life, sorry, that's not happening.
It's funny because my kids move pipe now.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like Chloe and Mac, they both move pipe, and it's like the exact opposite of moving pipe when I was young. Like they don't have a set time in the morning. It just has to be like before 10.
Oh god.
That they're up and they're out moving pipe. And then at night it's like, well, we're gonna go do this, and so they go do whatever they want to do, and then somebody else moves the pipe for the night.
Funny.
I'm like, this is not teaching
That
you
is
anything
not,
about moving
no
pipe.
way. That, I had to be 7 a.m. or whatever, and then 6
Right?
p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've definitely learned hard work from that and responsibility. Let's see, what else can I tell you about my childhood?
What was the best part about moving pipe for you?
Oh,
Or was any of it?
I actually didn't hate it.
I find it pretty fun most of the time. Like, that's the frustrating thing is, like, now when people are like, well, we need to go move pipe, I'm like, I'm an adult, and so I probably don't need to move pipe. There's plenty of kids that need to have a job and stuff, but, I mean, when I was growing up, I moved pipe with a guy in Spring City that I worked for, and it was, like, some of the best times of working, you know?
Yep.
We'd go out to the field, and we'd sit in the field and talk for
Yes.
way too long,
Yep.
you know, and then start moving pipe, and we'd be joking around and laughing, and, you know, like it was way funner than what I typically did for him was computer work. And so I'd usually just be sitting in an office or in his garage, actually, is where we started, and just doing, you know, work on a keyboard or fixing computers and stuff. And so it shifted from no one really being around for that to I got to spend time with somebody, and we got to have real conversations.
Yeah.
So the pipe moving was
Good break
way
for
better.
you. Yeah. I remember trying to balance the pipes. I mean, we were pretty little kids, but you had to get right in the middle. hook the bird head or whatever you call with your arm and then balance it, which I loved that challenge. I don't know why, but that I loved. And then you'd shove it in the bottom of the pipe, right? Yeah. And then you had to make sure it was lined up correctly. Yep. That part. Anyway, I thought it was great. And my sister would move with me, and we made a pretty good team, but she was allergic to the hay. So sometimes when they had cut, her eyes would puff up, and I had to hold her hand so she wouldn't itch her eyes. Like, all kinds of great memories, but yeah. Things have changed now. It's not quite the same.
Yeah, the other thing I've noticed is my kids are like, we have to move 4 wheel lines. And I'm like,
oh my gosh, wheel lines?
They move 1 hand line and that's it. I'm like, well, I guess the farmers are richer now than they were when I was young. Because no one had, I only moved 1 wheel line my entire life.
Yeah.
It was all hand lines.
I also remembered playing in the barns.
Oh, yeah. Like
so
down
Uncle Corey's.
Anderson Lane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Amber, we would go down to the barn and pretend like we were mountain lions and climb through the rafters and up on the hay. Completely dangerous, right? Like, I don't even... We're alive, it's fine. And then my mom would just expect us to be home at dark. I mean, or when we got hungry, we'd go home. Yeah. So I was pretty much free range, and it was great. We could use our imaginations all day long. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's definitely one of the things that Shar talks a lot about in her growing up here. She's like, I feel like I could do anything I wanted. Mm-hmm. You know, go wherever I wanted to go and just hang out and have fun. And I think that's, like, we give our kids, or we try to give our kids that same freedom, but they have a harder time figuring out what to do. You know, they don't let the boredom get to them.
Yep.
You know.
Boredom's good for kids.
Yeah.
I say that often. Turn off the TV, and then they'll say, I'm bored. And I always say, it's good for you. Figure out something to do.
Yeah.
And eventually they do, but it takes a minute.
Right. It's interesting, too, because I've listened to a lot of people like Joe Rogan and people that have talked about where they get inspiration for writing a book or for jokes or for whatever, you know, like inspiration to do whatever it is that they do. Mm-hmm. And often they'll say that it's when they're doing nothing. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's when their mind is able to wander and create the connections to be really creative with their art and stuff. So
that's funny you bring that up. When I drive in the car, I don't listen to anything. It's dead silent because I listen to my thoughts. Oh, yeah. Because that is my time to, I guess, create and think things through, or, you know. Yeah.
That's a fantastic time. I mean, when I worked at the coal mine, it was like I spent a lot of time in equipment, you know, and you had earplugs in. Mm-hmm. So you couldn't talk to anybody. Yeah. Plus, you're in the middle of a giant machine that no one can really get to anyway, and you're like 10 hours a day just sitting there with your thoughts, and that's it. And so, like, it was so easy to tackle problems when you have that kind of time to just sit and think, you know. But, and I think too many people, I mean, I never sit in silence in the car unless I'm like frustrated. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of the time music is what opens my mind.
Okay, I could see that. Well, I mean, it inspires you depending on what you're listening to.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. So you went to high school at North St. Pete?
Yes, I did.
And that's where you did drill team?
Uh-huh. Yep. High school was a very good experience for me. I am a very social person. So I squeeze every ounce of life out of high school. Like, I was involved in everything you can even think of, all the clubs. I even did FBLA club. Well, yeah. It's weird because I didn't take those classes.
Right, like Future Business Leaders, right, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Future Business Leaders of America. And I remember just being in the room with the club, and then they said, oh, there's an opening at this camp we're going to go to. Do you want to come? So for me, right place, right time, right? Mm-hmm. Now looking back, I'm like, wow, that's pretty neat. Because I went to this camp and it lasted for probably 4 days, I think. And I don't even remember where it was, but they taught us all about business. And they had us set up our own businesses and run our businesses and do the numbers and figure out the logo and the product. It was an amazing experience. And it was my first taste of what a business even is.
Right.
You know, at that point, I was in high school. I didn't even know that I liked that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it opened my mind, like, completely. And my group didn't, we didn't win, which is fine. It was kind of a group effort, but definitely I learned a lot there.
Right.
And another thing that I learned there was it takes a team to run a business. This was clear back in high school.
Right.
But I mean, now with 180 Fitness, we've got my dad, John, and Lloyd. And we are all completely different.
Yeah.
Like, there's none of us are even the same at all.
Right.
But at that camp, they were like, yeah, it takes a squirrel and a turtle and they were like naming animals that it takes to run a business, right? To make it cutesy.
Right.
And I'm like, what animals are we?
Well, obviously you're the mountain lion.
Oh my gosh, no, I'm a cheetah.
Okay.
I guess you could, or maybe butterfly, because I'm social.
Maybe
I'm not sure. I don't know. But then I was like, what animal is Lloyd? I thought of a rhino.
Oh.
Very steady. I was going to say lion at first, but he's not really aggressive like that. So
Okay. Does
a
he
rhino,
like the
very
rhino?
steady.
Have you talked to him
I haven't
about
even
that?
told him about it, so
Okay.
it's going to be a surprise. He's going to love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, very steady. And then, let's see, John, I was thinking, I wanted him to be cool, but he is a builder and a doer. And that's pretty awesome. But the only animal I could think of was a beaver, which it's fine. Sorry, John. But amazing, right?
Yeah,
Amazing animal.
Totally.
And then my dad, I couldn't think of anything but like a wise old owl.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it totally fits.
he brings that. He's a little bit more conservative and just kind of keeps us reined in, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with your dad, but I have a lot of experience with his brother, Lynn.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and one thing I've always noticed with Lynn is he's very calm and like he never stops moving, but he's slow to move.
Yes.
And I think it's intentional most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, because things change, because opportunities present themselves, you know, and it's often that Star's like, I don't know why he's not doing this thing. I wish he'd just do it.
Yeah.
But then something happens that it's like, oh, that's probably why he waited, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like you guys would probably be like me where I'd probably go faster than I probably should and get in trouble.
That's me. So
Yeah.
that's what I bring to the table.
Right. Yeah.
They call me the mantis also. Like,
Oh, okay.
you know, from the Furious 5 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
But I jump in without, I mean, I want to say I think about it, right? But like, I am not afraid to try anything. So I'll just jump in and then Lloyd usually cleans up the mess or like makes it function, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how our team works. And I mean, so far it's been great.
Cool.
We're a good team.
Good.
So,
Glad to hear.
yeah.
So business FBLA in high school is your first taste of like business education and everything.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have really anybody in your life that would have been entrepreneurial that you spent any amount of time with.
I mean, my dad, a little bit. Like I remember when I was younger, I want to say 12. This is kind of when the light bulb turned on for me. I think he wanted to buy, I know he wanted to buy the grocery store here in Fairview.
Okay.
And start his own grocery store or own his own. But the risk was really high and it was something that he wasn't comfortable with when it came all the way down to
To
it.
the numbers and everything.
Yeah.
Which grocery stores, if I understand right, are very difficult to get.
Yeah.
to
Your
function.
margins are so low and you have to be like very strict, but
high traffic is what gets you.
which Fairview is not great for that.
Right.
We all know. We all know that. So that was kind of opened my eyes at that point to business, I guess. But I was young, so it's not like I really had experience with that at all.
Well, and we're pretty similar in age, and like the the common consensus of people in my experience, like in general, when they'd talk to you about future and what you're going to do and everything, it was always the same thing. It was always college, 9 to 5 job, retirement, you know. And so there wasn't any of that, like, entrepreneurial, I think you could do whatever you want. And it doesn't
at all.
matter.
That wasn't even part of the discussion ever.
Right. And I think they're a little better now. I'm not sure, but in school there was zero, other than FBLA, which was a club. It wasn't a class.
Right.
You know, and even when they taught finance in a way that was, you get your paycheck on this day.
Yeah.
You know, and you work your job, and then you come home, you go to the grocery store. You know, like it was never like what felt right. You know. Yeah. So. That's good that your eyes opened up when you were young.
Yeah,
you know,
now thinking back, that was really a miracle that I even went to that.
Right.
And also I remember working 2 jobs, and I begged, absolutely begged my parents when I was, I think, 14, turning 15, to get a job. Because my parents, they made me pay for... I sound like such a victim. That's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say my parents were great. They had me pay for half my clothes, my school clothes, and then they had me pay for... Thirsty? It's fine. It's fine. They had me pay for half my clothes, and then just anything else I wanted, like extra.
Right.
I mean, they paid for drill team and all of that.
Yeah.
But like extra things, if I wanted something, I had to...
Yeah, anything outside of like the baseline.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of how we approach it with our kids too. Is like, I'll get you what you need so you don't look homeless at school.
Yes.
And if you want to have that extra set of shoes or the extra
name
shorts
brand, whatever,
or backpack, whatever it is that you feel like you need, you can earn the money to get that.
That's exactly what it was. And I just wanted to be independent and be able to get my own stuff and do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. So I begged him to get a job at Wheeler's. I remember in the interview, Dave was like, do your parents know that you're, you know, like trying to get a job? Because he knew I couldn't drive.
Yeah, in a different town.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, I got permission and started working. I'm pretty sure I was 15 at that point. So it was right when I was turning. And then I worked there.
Did you ever have to walk or ride your bike to work?
No, never. Which is interesting, right? Like, I don't know. It worked out. And I also remember Dave Wheeler he also taught us about business. I remember him sitting us down, the employees, and talking about, you know, what it takes to make this business run and what our part was in that business. Also, that really like opened my mind too, which all these years later, I still remember that. So he was a great leader and had a big influence on me. Yeah. And then I did also, like I said, I worked 2 jobs. I worked at Terrell's also. And my dad was the meat manager. And I remember stocking shelves early morning before drill team.
Right. Which drill team's early.
Yeah, it was like 5 a.m. I think that we had to be there. But so we were stocking shelves. And then I remember my dad saying, you have to use 2 hands. You always have to have 2 hands working because they are paying you for your time and it's dishonest for you to sit and not work your hardest. And so I learned my hard work really from my dad. And my mom, she never sat down either, but but he was the one that was coaching me at that job. So
that's good. That's an interesting way to put that. I like that a lot. Like both hands constantly moving. Yeah. It's funny to see how kids work.
Nowadays, it's not the same. No. They're on their phones.
And they have such a different concept of what to do. Like when we were finishing a deck at our last house, Mac and Gabe were going to help me by just feeding me screws because there's a ton of screws that has to be put in, you know. And so I'm just sitting there all day putting in screws. And Mac would get a pile of screws and give me a screw every time I needed a screw. And he'd just stay there like that and give me a screw. And then when he would be done, after go to the bathroom or whatever, Gabe would come and he'd get a pile of screws and set it next to me and then run off. You know?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So totally different on how they
and then he'll just
process
fill
it.
your pile, eat everywhere.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, that's good enough. Dad has what he needs. I don't
that's
need to stay here.
Hilarious.
So, yeah, every person is so different.
Yeah. I probably would have been the pile of screws. Yeah.
If there's other things to be done.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I that's one thing I like to do is be efficient with my time, and it drives me nuts to waste time. I have a hard time just sitting and chatting with friends because I'm always like, what else could I be doing? You know?
Yeah.
So turning that off is hard. So maybe that's a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But yeah, wasting time is hard for me.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else growing up?
That's probably
in high
good for,
school.
yeah, like high school-ish.
Oh, I did student body.
Oh, you did?
I was a student body officer. I was
should
in charge
know
of
that.
activities.
I mean, I was there, but
I know,
I wasn't really
it was kind
there,
of a blurry time. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time away from the school during school.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, I do remember you, but it's like kind of blurry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, like just in passing. So.
But yeah, so I did student body officer. I tried to actually be a wrestler.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. Like when I said you're kind of like a different sort of girl.
Yeah.
Like you do a lot of things that, because we'll get into a lot more where I'm like, see, this is more of like that different mindset of a typical.
I wanted to wrestle, but they didn't know what to do with me and basically
Right.
told me no.
Yeah.
Girls wrestling wasn't a thing back then, but I wanted to do the workouts with them too.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that challenge. I've always loved fitness. But they said no, so I was not a wrestler. To this day, I still wish I knew how to wrestle, and I actually asked Lloyd to wrestle, but he's like, not having it. It's like, it's not fun. It's like wrestling a little kid, and I'm like, come on.
Slightly longer little kid.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny.
So that's good. You didn't know Lloyd in high school.
Oh, no.
Right.
No.
No like major romantic trysts that would have stayed through life or anything like that.
No, I mean, I did date a lot, but I was kind of taught from a young age to date everybody and not really focus on one. And I really listened to that. And I had a lot of fun. I mean, I think that's what it's about. You kind of learn more about yourself and what kind of a person that you work out with or work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fit with.
Yeah, fit with. I actually knew from a young age that I needed somebody that was left-brained. At that point, I didn't know that it meant left-brained, but I knew I needed somebody that was like good with numbers and like that side of things because I'm not very organized. I'm more of like a right brain, well, completely right-brained. Everything art, creativity, everything, all. So.
And anybody that spends any amount of time with you knows that.
Yeah. So like my weaknesses are the left brain. So anyway, and I kind of figured that out soon, you know, with dating and all of that. So
then after high school, you went on a mission, but that wasn't next,
actually,
right?
So I went to Snow College for 2 semesters.
Right.
And my major was, I was Sterling Scholar.
Oh.
For art in high school also.
Sweet.
I'm telling you, I did literally everything. Everything.
What kind of art did you do in high school?
So drawing, painting.
Drawing and painting.
We didn't really get into sculpting in high school. But that's something that I learned later in college.
Mm-hmm. Do you still draw and paint?
I want to say yes, but not very often.
Not very often.
Yeah. The last time was probably last year when I actually sat down. Like I said, I have a hard time sitting.
Right.
But once I get in that mode, I can sit for hours if my brain switches
like
over
once
to
it
that.
gets enveloped into it, it's hard to leave.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Do you have any pieces that you keep like in your house or anything like that? Like, is there art that's an original Katie Gleave?
Yeah. So my parents were very encouraging of my art. I was always doing some kind of art, and they would actually so I'm motivated by fun and money, and my parents knew that.
Okay.
And it sounds like I'm like a greedy person. I don't know. Money's not my focus at all, but like for some reason
you gotta have money in order to function.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But I remember my dad paying me to draw our family, and he paid me $50 per head.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So like
that's a good sized family too. Like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Make it out on top.
Yeah, he did. He was pretty. He knew how my brain worked, and he wanted to encourage me, develop my talent. So I remember doing that.
Is that hanging in your parents' house or in your house?
Honestly, I don't know if I ever actually finished it. We better go check. I doubt they threw it away, though.
$50
that was an
left
expensive. I know. I better go finish it. But yeah, so I actually painted the old mill.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Before it was revamped or whatever.
Yeah.
And my parents have that hanging in their house.
Okay.
And then I actually drew, I don't know how many generations, 7 generations.
Dang.
Of just the men. So there was, you know, and that's hanging at Grandma Hazel's.
Okay. I think I've seen that one.
Mm-hmm. And then I did like a painting of my sister and her husband for their wedding present. And she still has that. I think she hangs it in her bedroom.
Oh, sweet.
So, yes, there are some. And I do have a few at the studio, but it's not like I'm hanging them on my wall.
You know what we should do, though? Like, I know you probably don't have enough to get a full, like, exhibit at the museum.
I might.
Do you? I mean, if you don't, like, it'd be really cool to do, like, the grandkids, like the granddaughters, because there's a lot of the granddaughters that I know of Grandma Hazel that are into art, and it'd be cool just to, I mean, I think she did one, what was it, like 3 years ago? Yeah. She had an exhibit, Aunt Lois has had an exhibit, and so it'd be kind of cool to just see, like, the next generation, even if it was everyone together, rather than just one of you.
I love that idea. Set it up.
Yeah. Another thing to put on the list.
I know, right?
So.
So in college I went to Snow. My major was visual arts, fine arts. And I did take, like I said, a sculpting class and absolutely loved it.
Oh, okay.
It was, I don't know, I like thinking in 3D. And I actually learned how to weld.
Dang.
I loved it. It was so cool. And I built a huge, it was abstract, so it was this huge sculpture. Yeah, it was like, I don't even know what word to use because I don't know what it was, but it looked really cool. And I did it with pipes.
Oh, okay.
But it was too big to bring home. I didn't even own a truck at that point, you know. So I left it at the college, and I'm sure it's gone now. But anyway, we just did a lot of cool things, and that experience was very cool for me. But I also didn't know how, from a young age, I wanted to help support my family. And art, I didn't really see that going well, because you kind of have to be in a certain scene to do galleries. And to make it. Yeah, and I didn't, I mean, the chances of you making it as an artist are pretty slim. Yeah. And it's not that I don't think I was good enough, but that's not what I wanted to focus on. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I wanted something that I could do from home, and so I chose to switch my major to graphic design. Yeah, and I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I mean, it was just, for me, it felt like copying and pasting, and like, you know. Right, yeah. And not also, artistic. It wasn't as artistic as I wanted it to be. And also, I'm not very good at puzzles. That's just, my brain doesn't work like that. And so when I was trying to make things look good on a page, I was like, this is way harder than it should be. Because art has always come easy to me. Yeah. So that was another indication I probably shouldn't do that, but.
Well, and I do think there's like a talent of being able to perform art. And there's another talent of being able to create art. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of time graphic design, this may not always be the case, but in my experience, it seems like graphic design a lot of the time is like bringing someone else's idea to life. Yes. And it's hard to see their view, their picture, even if they draw it out as best they can, like it still is, it's not the art from inside you that you're trying to get out.
That's what it is. You're like articulating how I felt. Yeah. Because like Lloyd will always, he's very creative, and he'll give me his ideas, and then he has me try to make it look good, and I'm like, I don't love this. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't. I can do it. I don't love it, but it's fine.
And that's like the difference between you and Shar. Is Shar can perform an art very well. She's a very skilled artist with drawing, with painting, but she has the hardest time like picturing something in her mind and putting that out onto the paper. Okay. But if someone comes to her and says, draw this, she can, she's done some really cool pieces for Kara.
Oh, my heck. She hasn't even shared. I want to see.
She doesn't share with anybody. So
I'm gonna sneak.
you're gonna have to
somehow.
to like really get on her
I will.
to share them. But yeah,
Cool.
it's cool. She does some great stuff when she wants to, you know.
Yeah.
And but I've seen her do some remakes of paintings in pencil and stuff,
Okay.
and she does a really good job with that. But
Cool.
she just doesn't have that. She can't create it from nothing and have it develop into a full
Yeah.
piece. So
But she's also very talented on the left side of the brain too. So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah. After, let's see, I'm gonna go back to college.
To
So
snow.
after snow, yeah, I'm like, where were we at? So college. So after snow, I did 2 semesters, and then I worked down in Cedar City at Comfort Inn as a desk clerk.
Wow, how was that?
I actually loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun checking people in, telling them where to go and eat. Like I really loved that job.
That's like a job. Like, there's a few service jobs that I'm like, I'd really like to try them just to try them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to have it as a job, but let me like be a waiter for
Oh,
a week.
Yeah.
You know, or let me work at a hotel desk for a week just to see.
Lots of different kinds of people.
Yeah.
And when you have to work the late shift, that's not fun. I didn't like that one, but I was the 4 o'clock check-in girl. So I loved that job. That was fun.
Yeah.
Let's
What
see.
took you to Cedar City?
So my brother Ben played football down there,
Mm-hmm.
and actually Kristen was going there, I think, at that time too. So
So you had family there already?
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
Ben was doing summer football, and I just lived
Gotcha.
with him.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I worked there, and then I met a girl, and she was like, "Hey, I'm going to China. You want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Of course, because why not?
yeah." I'm just kind of spontaneous and flighty, so I found out the details and ended up going to China to teach English.
Sweet.
And my parents were kind of like, "What are you doing? This is, a little scary." But they,
And this would have been like, what, 2005, 2007?
let's see, I graduated in 2002,
So yeah, like 2004.
3, so probably 2004 is probably when it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like right now where it's like China's like one of our biggest issues.
Yeah, no. That I
for
do
the
remember.
world,
That, is it SARS? Was that the disease back then?
There was a SARS, I think, back then, yeah.
I think that was that happening? I remember people wearing
Could've been.
masks.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's been a culture of wearing masks in China
Well,
for
yeah,
a long
that's
time,
true.
you know.
Maybe that happened when we
But-
were in high school.
Yeah.
And then I went, and then people were still wearing masks, and I was like, that's so strange, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
What part of China did you go to?
Uramuchi?
Okay.
I hope I'm saying it right. I don't speak Mandarin. I tried, not for lack of trying.
Sure.
I took a class, and it was like, whoa, all the tones and whatever. It was definitely,
Yeah, and then the alphabet's like massive.
yeah, you
know,
don't even,
yeah.
don't start with the alphabet. Let's
Nope.
just start with the tones and
Yeah.
see how it goes. But so it's up by the Mongolian border.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kind of inland or out by the... Because Mongolia doesn't go all the way to the ocean.
No, inland.
So
yeah.
it was inland quite a bit.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
okay.
no ocean. And the food was amazing up there. Very
Sweet.
spicy. Noodles. It was so yummy. I loved it. But as far as like being young and it opening my eyes, that is an experience that I recommend to all like young kids. Go live outside the country and see how great you
Right.
have it.
Yeah,
Like I couldn't even believe what I saw most of the time.
right.
And also, I do vividly remember the kids that I taught would ask me if I believed in God.
Mm-hmm.
And they told us before we went over there to not speak about God or preach or anything like that. We were strictly there
Right,
because
yeah, you
it's
can't
against the law there.
Cross the line or anything. Yeah, this
Yeah.
was... Because there was a small time where China was open, I think, but like prior to that and after that, not very long, it's been shut off. And it's like you can't even talk
Very
Christianity
controlled,
or
yeah.
anything. Like it's...
Very dictatorship. So
Yeah.
we just had to be careful. And I just remember thinking or feeling sad for them because they would ask me, what's your purpose of life? Like, what's the purpose of life? And I just was like, oh, this is so sad to me. Like, I want to help you. There's more out there, you know?
Yeah.
So that kind of inspired me actually to serve a mission. Prior to going to China, I did not want to serve a mission for my church at all, because back then I felt like if you went on a mission, you weren't going to get married.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of what the culture was. On a
mission, and you're like, if you don't get married in that amount of time, then it's...
Yeah, your window's closed. Sorry, you're too old or whatever.
Or you have to go on a mission so you can find the missionary that you can marry.
Or that, yeah. It's just funny what our perception is.
Totally.
But yeah, so that inspired me to go. So I came home from China with my eyes open. You know, I feel like that really changed me. And then I served a LDS mission, and I honestly don't. I have said it before. There's nothing better. I shouldn't say that because I love my family and my husband, but just having one focus and just feeling the Spirit every day, that was, I don't know, you don't get any closer to God than that, I don't think.
I completely agree. Like it's something that just the spirituality lasts with you for decades.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So I completely agree. So right after China?
Pretty much. I mean, I came home and I just kind of started preparing.
Like 20, you had to go when you were 21, right?
Yeah. Yep. Back then it was 21. Okay. So, like I said, old for a morning girl or whatever.
You should be married by now, Katie.
Yep.
Where did you serve?
Chile, Viña del Mar.
Chile, Viña del Mar, okay. I actually had a kid from my mission that was a missionary that was from there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's kind of a vacation place. I mean,
oh, really?
It's surrounded by the beach.
Uh-huh.
Everywhere I went, there was water. So beautiful. And the culture there was so awesome. Like, very kind people.
Oh, that's cool.
Very kind people.
I mean, he was great. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, but it's hard to judge off of one person.
Oh, yeah. It's the whole culture, right? So. Yeah, that's true.
But
I remember the food being a little disappointing.
Oh, yeah? After going to China.
China, and then you think, like, Latin culture, maybe, I don't know.
Right.
Good food, but no, it's not what I expected.
Just rice and beans?
No, not even that. It was like noodles and mashed potatoes and like soup.
Interesting.
They called it choclo.
Similar to American cuisine in some ways.
Yeah.
Like more of a bland.
Not good flavor.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know why we got off on that, but I just the food. Well,
hey, food is important.
Well, it is to me.
And good food is even more important.
Yep.
So, and to me, it takes all kinds.
Yeah.
You know, there's great American food. There's great everything food, except for maybe English. Sorry, folks. Bangers and mash is good. It's not that
good. Like you're talking English, like fish and chips type food?
Like from England, that food is. I mean, I eat it. I always want to eat it, but it's like the least flavorful that I've had from other countries.
Well, I tried, what is it? Shepherd's pie?
Uh-huh. Like real shepherd's pie?
For the first time in England, and I actually loved it.
Yeah. But, like, I grew up on shepherd's pie.
Well, so did I, but it did not taste the same as the way they make it. It was
Mm-hmm.
delicious.
Yeah.
And I guess they use lamb. We did not use lamb. I don't remember. Yeah. Anyway. So then after my mission, I went back to SUU. I actually went to school this time because before I was just working. And
okay, so back to Cedar City.
Yeah, so I go back to Cedar City to SUU and kind of just jumped right in. I didn't really have friends that went with me. I had one mission companion. She wasn't my companion ever, but she decided to go to SUU also, so we roommated.
Okay.
Or we were roommates. That was weird. I don't know why I said it that way. Roommated? I'm making up words here.
Change approved.
It's in the dictionary now. So I was her roommate, and then I remember, I just switched my major to graphic design, like I said, and I didn't love it. I was taking like programming classes, and it was all computer based, right? Before
Right.
I was all hands on. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I learned too. So it was really hard for me to just jump into the computer scene. And I started working at a photography studio at that point. And I remember my boss saying, "You're really good at this. You should take a class." And I was like, okay, whatever. So next semester I signed up for a photography class and ended up being the top of the class. I mean, they would have weekly like competitions. He would give us 2 words, and then we would take a photograph, and then he would show them in front of the class every week. And mine ended up winning first, like almost every week.
Right.
And it's just because I loved the creativity of that, being able to communicate. So like one was black and white. That's all he said.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up doing a photograph of a black man's hand and a white woman's hand like this.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And so that one, I mean,
yeah.
can be very touching if you look at it the right way. But yeah, it was just things like that. I loved the challenge of that. And that class gave me the confidence to actually switch my major to photography. So that's kind of how I got started with photography, was that class.
Okay.
And then I also was the PVA senator, which stands for Performing and Visual Arts.
Okay. Like the department, kind of like a department.
Yeah.
Sort of
So
thing?
I don't even know what you call them, schools.
Like
So,
majors, kind of, or something, maybe?
Had a senator, or 3 senators actually.
Okay.
And then we would all vote on different things that would happen for the school, like bylaws and
okay.
things like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, that was an interesting experience for me, because it was like my first real experience with, I don't even, you don't want to say court, but like parliamentary procedure, all of that. Like we had to be
like
very
governmental procedure. And
Yes.
everything. Yeah.
so official. And it was, I mean, and they gave us a lot of power, which now looking back, I'm like, I don't know if I really understood exactly everything I was doing, but I don't know. I always want to be a part of things and help things be better. And
Right.
that's something that I've felt from a young age. So, yeah, I definitely got involved in college also. And, yeah, I don't know. That was my college experience, really. Like,
So you graduated with photography?
yeah, so that's another thing. I was the first, well, there were 2 of us at SUU, me and I think Scott, I don't remember his last name right now, me and a boy. We were the first photography majors to ever graduate from SUU.
Sweet. Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Blazing trails there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. How many years did you take to graduate from SUU?
So I was there let's see. I want to say 3 years.
And then 1 year at Snow.
Yeah.
So you got your
But
bachelor's.
it was like a year and a half, not a year and a half, almost a year at Snow, sorry.
Yeah, you didn't quite
And then
have.
I
You could have done
finished it.
Maymester for a year,
Mhm. Yeah.
but you did the 2 big semesters at Snow.
Yeah.
So 4 years, more or less, of college to
Mhm.
get your bachelor's.
Yep.
But that's with changing 2 times your.
I
master.
mean, but I made sure that all of my classes
Yeah,
translated,
which
right?
is good.
Like I
That's
was
what I'm saying,
very
like-
strategic with that, because I was like, I'm not going to switch to like something crazy that's
Right.
going to make me go to school longer. But
Yeah, so that's what I was wondering, is like how did it come out efficient wise? Like,
Yeah.
were you able to be efficient in college and
Yeah.
get your stuff done?
I didn't have
Sounds
to
like you did
retake
great.
any classes. It worked out really good. And I do realize you don't need a photography degree for anything, right?
Right.
But
yeah.
it's proof of concept. Like I can
Yeah.
do school. I can do hard things. I have this
Yeah.
degree. You can
Mhm.
trust me. I know what I'm doing.
Anymore, I feel like that's kind of how degrees are viewed when
Yeah.
you're hired with a degree. It's not that you have the knowledge of that topic per se.
Mhm.
It's more that we
You
know
did
you
it.
can go
Yeah.
through things and
Yep.
do things,
Follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool that you were the first one. I'm sure there's some wall somewhere in the photography building that says Katie Anderson.
Oh
I
my
guess, on
word!
it,
Yes.
right?
Just kidding. I don't know. I haven't
Oh,
checked,
for sure.
but
There has to be. The first one, especially the first woman to graduate with it. Come on.
we better. I better check into that.
SUU's got it. You're probably on the website somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I'm trying to think what else I did great in college.
well,
I wanted to buy a business.
Oh, in college.
In college. Yeah, I remember. So I worked for a photography studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely loved it. And then there was another one in town that was going up for sale. Mm. And then, so me and my friend Darla were like, let's buy it and rent it. And at that point, like, I didn't think I realized really what I would have been jumping into. Like I said, I'm not afraid to try anything, and I trust myself. So if there's a mess, I can clean it up because I'm pretty creative, right? But sometimes it's messy. And I just was like, I want to try doing this business. And I remember calling my dad and I was like, what do you think? And he was like, very encouraging, which is awesome. But he was also like, he's always the one that says, well, did you think about this?
Right.
Did you think about this? And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
The wise owl.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So he was just like, you're going to be tied down to this business. Is that what you want at this point in your life? Because I was still single, did not have roots in Cedar City. Like I didn't need to be, staying there. But so I decided not to buy it with my friend. But I mean, it could have been great. I don't know. I could still be in Cedar City.
Yeah. And maybe you'd be the best photographer in Utah by now. I don't know. Not that you're not already. But
oh my gosh. Yeah. It's just funny how life kind of takes you.
Yeah.
But let's see.
So, and then you met Lloyd in college.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So it's funny because we both ran in the same circles. Mm-hmm. And I would go there in the summers and he would go out and sell in the summers. Okay. So I'd never met him, but literally met all his friends. Like hung out at the same house that he would hang out at.
Right.
So, how did we get introduced? Oh, do you want to hear the story? It's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I was dating like crazy, and I remember thinking, this was after my mission, so I was kind of a little bit more choosy on who I was dating. And I just wanted a good leader, and I knew that I needed the left brain. That was always there, but I just wasn't getting that from who I was dating. And the multiple people, I'm not saying it was anybody in particular, but I remember going on a date with a guy and he was like, we're going to meet up with my buddy Lloyd and have dinner with him. And that's really all that he said.
But you were going on a date with this guy.
Yeah, looking back, it was pretty, yeah, exactly. So there were 3 of us on this date. It was so strange. But anyway, so we showed up to this restaurant in St. George's where it was. And Lloyd starts selling us on selling alarm systems. So it was like basically a free dinner of...
Okay, so
trying to recruit.
Pitch.
Yeah. So Lloyd was trying to recruit us to sell. And, it was actually the whole time I was thinking, oh my word, I could marry this guy. I honestly thought that in my mind. And it sounds strange, but like, I just was like, wow, he's everything I need. The first time we met. So strange.
Yeah. Is this the first time Lloyd's heard this?
No.
Okay, phew.
But that was not his experience.
Not his experience.
No, he did not even notice me. At all. Like I think at that time I had short, like pixie cut, short hair, blonde.
Wow.
I don't know. It was a phase. I don't know. So
everyone has it.
Yeah, I went through a lot of weird, crazy hair. But yeah, so he didn't notice me that night. And I remember... like I wanted to say something or get his number because I was so excited, he was a really cool dude.
Yeah.
And I just remember feeling this feeling of don't, just wait. And that was hard for me because I am very like straightforward, I go assertive, after what I want. Assertive. Yeah. Good word. So I just was like, okay, I guess I just won't do anything. And then I just let it lie. And then about a year later, it literally was a year later, I was working at the photography studio, and my boss's daughter came in with her husband, and they were like, hey, look at the pictures of our baby on their phones. And he showed me a picture, and it was Lloyd holding their baby. Can you believe that?
At least Lloyd wasn't the husband.
Yeah, right? I know. That could have been way worse. But I recognized him right away.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, our mutual friend, Brad, he said, oh, I should set you up with my friend Lloyd. And I, like, butterflies, and I was like, yes. Like, yeah, I've been waiting. Just kidding. Like, I can't believe I actually ran into him again.
Right.
And then, so it's kind of that, the rest is kind of sad because it took a minute for Lloyd he didn't want to be set up on a date ever. He's like, I don't need help finding women.
Right.
If you know Lloyd, he's very charismatic and all the girls loved him. So, yeah, he was just like, I don't need help. But Brad was, like, very pushy and persistent, and he was like, you need to take her out. And I didn't act, like, excited or anything because I was dating a ton, too. But
right.
I actually was dating somebody at the time exclusively, so it was kind of not.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, so I wasn't pushy about it either. But so Brad finally just was like, just take her out. So finally Lloyd texted me and he asked me if I wanted to go boating, and I was like, absolutely not on the first date. I'm not doing that.
I'm not for anything but that.
So I turned him down, which it's fine, I guess, but we continued to text back and forth, and Lloyd was very flirty and sarcastic, which I loved. And finally, he asked me to go to a barbecue at his friend's house, which ended up being the house that I dated everybody in the house.
Oh.
Anyway,
Okay.
It was like we showed up, and I was just like, oh.
Hey,
it's
all
fine.
my exes.
Not necessarily exes, right? Like,
right.
just been on dates with all of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a good time. We had a great time.
Awesome.
They made me play the guitar and sing for them. Like, it was, I don't even know. We had a good time. But anyway, so since that date, he would find excuses to come up and have lunch with me in Cedar City because he actually had a house in St. George.
Okay.
And so he would drive up to...
So he wasn't going to SU at the time?
No, he had graduated
already
at
graduated.
that point.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he started his master's at that point, but then decided not to finish it.
Okay.
So then he lived in St. George, and yeah, and the rest is history. I mean,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. So how long into your college was that? Like, was it just before you graduated, or how long did you date, or did you get married before you graduated, or?
We dated for a year and a half before we got married.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I had about a year left in school, so pretty much
After you got married?
No.
No, okay, so when you started dating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you got married just after you graduated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Sweet.
Yep, and then moved to St. George, and I forgot to tell you, I fought fires in college.
Oh, that's when I knew you were a firefighter.
Yeah,
but
I've had so many weird
I didn't know
jobs.
when, and that was the other thing that I was going to say. That's an uncommon girl job.
Yeah.
You know,
And I'm like, why did I
desire,
do
yeah.
that? Because I'm not really outdoorsy, but I am. I don't know.
Right.
But the money was really good on fire,
Dude.
especially hazard pay.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Back in the day when Shar was on fires, it was like, I mean, she worked for the Forest Service, and I worked for Southwest Plumbing when we got married.
Okay.
And she made like 4 times the money I
Yeah,
did.
I'm telling you, they pay you well. I mean,
was awesome.
it can be scary though. I'm not gonna
Totally
sugarcoat that.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a reason they pay you. It's
yes,
not, it's like,
like
oh,
you could
money.
lose your life. Okay, I'll pay you for that.
Right.
But yeah, I had some pretty awesome experiences fighting fires. And
So it was wildland fires, right, for the Forest Service?
BLM.
And it was just over the summer, right?
Yeah, so just during fire season, which is the summer basically.
Yeah. And it was 1 year, 2 years?
I did 1 year on a truck, so we would drive the truck to the
Okay.
fires.
Like a hot shot
A
crew?
detail. I wasn't as cool as the
Not
hot
quite,
shots,
okay.
but Yeah, so they just had us on an engine. I was the only girl in the man's world. Like, it was
Right, yeah.
It was fine. I actually get along better with men than I do women, which is interesting to me, but we had a good time.
Yeah, that's cool. And so just one summer?
Yeah, one summer on fire, and
How many fires did you go on?
Ooh,
a lot, like too many to count.
It was busy. It was a busy summer. I mean, you do have your times when you're sitting and filing your chainsaw or whatever,
sharpening blades and stuff.
Or we got paid to work out, which I also loved.
Yeah.
So, I don't even know, like maybe 7. Is that a good number?
Sweet.
It's been a minute.
So yeah,
but we were busy.
Few. It wasn't just like
busy, yeah.
I was on a fire or 2 fires.
No,
it was like you were.
No, we were busy, and there were some scary calls, but also awesome. And I did a trail crew once in McCall, Idaho. That was really cool. I loved that experience. That was actually way awesome comparative to being on a truck.
Yeah.
Because you got to hike up into the fire, and then you had to. It was hard work. You had to carry all the water to douse the fire, and then you had to dig and then bury it with dirt.
Right.
So I mean, it's hard. It's hard work.
And like you said, you have to carry everything. Like you don't have a truck that you can go back to and get stuff.
Exactly.
It's like you just have to have it with you.
Yeah.
So.
So that one.
You have to be able to do the pack test and.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff. Like it's not without its drawbacks.
Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah. Like it's got a lot of stuff you have to do with it.
Yeah, and it's not an easy job to get. I guess I remember. I think they asked me. I was working out at the gym in Cedar City, and I remember that one of the crew bosses asked me if I wanted to fight fires, and I was like, sure. And so that's kind of how it started. Now that I'm remembering.
I know everyone I've ever talked to, it's like they knew somebody.
You have to know somebody.
Yeah. It wasn't just like you applied and got a job there.
No, they won't just take your application. You have to know. Yeah. So that was cool. I was very grateful for that.
Right.
And then the next year I ended up doing trail crew because it was just better for me. Like so during that time I was dating somebody, and it broke up our relationship, me being on fire.
Oh, okay.
So, because I was never there, he and all his friends wanted to go boating, but I couldn't go. It was just dumb. I mean, we were young, but that was part of that. So it was kind of a weird emotional minute. So I ended up being on trail crew the next year, which the money wasn't as good.
Right.
But
it got you away, and it got you more physical activity and out into nature, which is always nice.
Yeah. So. The hikes were amazing. Yeah. We had to carry our chainsaws and clear the trails, which that was pretty cool. I still use those skills today.
I mean, in Fairview, you're going to cut wood.
Yeah. I mean, I had to trim my apple tree so we could actually walk on, just dumb little things, but I still know how to use it. So
awesome. Yeah. Shar still gives me crap because she ran
She's probably better than you.
Well, let's not get out of it. Okay. Here. I'm pretty good, but she just gives me crap because I liked my Husqvarna saw, and she's like, that's still, she's like, everything's still.
Yep, that's what I'm used to too.
She always is like, when are you gonna get a real saw?
Oh my god!
Why don't you get a real saw this year? I'm like, because I like my Husqvarna.
Yep.
So, but. No, she's still great with the chainsaw. I have no problems with her running it. So
cool.
Yeah. So that was before you met Lloyd, the firefighting.
Yeah.
Then you got married, then you finished school, got married, moved to St. George, and that's when you started doing photography full time.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Because Lloyd was selling.
Yes, he was selling alarms, and then he built a huge house in St. George before we were even married, and he didn't even tell me he had a house. Like, he was so funny and sneaky. Like, he would drive out to Cedar City to see me, right? Like, I didn't even know where he lived for forever. And I remember the first time I went down to his house, right, which I barely found out he even had a house. I thought maybe he lived with his mom. Who knew?
Right. Yeah.
So I go down to visit, and he was like, I remember driving into the neighborhood, and I'm like, he probably has like the smallest house, you know. But it was like on the golf course, so I was like, okay.
You're like, well, his mom's got a nice house.
Yeah, like I didn't even know. And I driving in, and I remember he probably has the smallest house in the whole neighborhood. And then I pull up, and his was actually the biggest.
Damn.
2-story house. Like, I just was like, holy cow. I just had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it was his house, and he built it. Well, his sister helped him build it as far as, like, designing it, because he's a dude, right? He doesn't know how to design, but... or didn't care, I guess, maybe is more...
that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, he didn't care, so his sister designed everything. It was beautiful. And so that's where we ended up living for our first year of marriage, so...
Okay. And didn't you open photography, or you just did it kind of as a side thing, or did you just not really do much? Or
I did. Like, I did families here and there and babies and you name it, I did it. But it just wasn't, like, catching. You know what I mean? It's hard to be an artist and, like, put yourself out there.
Right.
It's better if you have, like, an agent or somebody that's like, she's awesome, you should use her.
Yeah, like word of mouth.
You can't go around saying, I'm awesome, use me, or whatever, right?
Exactly.
It just doesn't work like that.
Yeah. And so you like have to build up clientele before you can be like a sought after photographer.
Yeah. And St. George really wasn't that for me, because I didn't know anybody literally at all.
Right.
I just had moved there, and then it was just, all I knew was Lloyd and then his family. So
yeah. And I'd imagine there's
hard.
Probably a lot of photographers there already.
Oh, yeah.
So there's not like a need where people are trying to get something filled or anything like that. It's just like, you know, you'd have
oversaturated.
Yeah,
for sure.
you'd really have to work to get a foothold.
Yeah. So it didn't really catch. I mean, I was busy enough, but not enough to, like, support the family or whatever.
Right,
like, that wasn't. So.
Was it your goal to be the supporter of the family? Like,
oh my gosh, I love that you asked that, because vividly in my mind when I was young, I don't remember the age. I always keep going back to 12. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. But I just remember thinking, I do not want to be a boy, because I do not want to support my family. Like, I felt that so strongly. Like, it was very, yeah. And I mean, look what happened. Well, so it's. I
mean, at least like you do, but it's with Lloyd.
Yeah.
You know, like you're not like the
I need to tell you the story though. Like now, yes, we work together and we're a very good team. But when we were in St. George, so actually when we got married, that was 2008. So everyone knows 2008, right? It's a terrible year.
Yeah. Market crash. Yeah.
So Lloyd was investing and very, this was all before me, right? He invested a lot of money and had nothing to lose really, because he was a single guy, nothing to worry about. And it was like printing money at that point in 2008.
Yeah.
Or before that, before that.
Yeah, before the collapse.
Yeah. And then we ended up losing everything. And the way Lloyd handled it was wonderful. Like, he, you know, whatever he had left, he would give to people that invested with him.
Right.
In good faith, right? He's a good person, and it was really hard on him to lose everything, but it's things that he just didn't have control over, right?
Yeah.
The
I mean, the market hit. If you were extended at all, it was like, good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But he tried to make every deal as good, as right as he could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a really hard time right after we got married, right? So it's like, if I was a gold digger, I'd be gone by now, right? Like, anyway, like we always joke about that I was duped, but it's not. It's not the case. Yeah. I remember I told him before we got married, I said, I came from nothing. I expect nothing. Like, and that's why he decided, okay, this is right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. Like he was okay with doing the right thing because he's like, she's with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So money is not not my focus, but even though I say it is, it's not. So then, let's see, we lost everything. It was really hard. He sold in Alaska and Hawaii. I went with him those 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we came back from Alaska, I was pregnant with JC, and we were homeless, literally. Like that was the point when the bank took or they had a short sell our house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you all this stuff, but I feel like it's so much in the past, and we've learned a lot since then. I mean, we were babies back then.
Well, I mean,
so.
everyone. I was trying to buy short cells in 2010.
Yeah,
like that.
okay.
So, I mean, to me, having some experience in it,
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not, a lot of people look at it as a negative thing, but I think that kind of goes back to the concept we first talked about, where it was like you were taught a certain way of how to live your life.
Yeah.
And doing this would be the wrong thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But also investing is not something that you're taught. And
At all.
that portion is part of it.
Yeah.
You know, and so like me and Shar always talked about it when we were investing and stuff, because it was always hard to deal with. And I'm like, you have to think of it as like business money and personal money.
Yeah.
You know, and this is a business deal or a personal deal.
Yeah.
And the business is going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's almost a guarantee. At some point, a business is going to fail.
Yeah.
So, and you hope that's where your failures come and not on your personal stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
But when the
It
market
all
crashes,
meshed
you know,
together at this point.
And when you're young, like in Lloyd's defense, if he's a young guy starting out doing all these things and learning, like he's not thinking I have to protect my family.
He wasn't at that point because we weren't even married.
Yeah. So he did everything the way I probably would have done it.
Yeah.
So I have nothing negative to say about it.
Great risk, great reward, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And it's not like he didn't make it back anyway. Yeah.
Well, we're sure trying, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any regrets for that time, but it was hard. It definitely was hard.
I'm sure, yeah. That would be a really difficult thing. I mean, you did date for a year and a half, so you like knew who he was, you know?
I mean, yes, character-wise, yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't know to the extent of how much he was doing. Does that make sense?
Right, yeah.
Like, that's not something we really talked about.
Yeah.
So, after we got married, he sat me down and he, like, showed me
you
the
everything.
whole picture. And I was like,
oh.
Okay. Yeah, like, wow, okay. But
no, but like if you had been married and dated for like 3 months or something, like what I'd say was like a typical Mormon after a mission type situation, that would be very difficult because you wouldn't know how they were.
Correct.
And when something negative happens, like that can completely change a person.
Yeah.
So.
And marriage is a crapshoot anyway. You never know how. I mean, I went with the way I felt.
Right.
And I 100% knew it was right for me. And I jumped in full force. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how my personality is. I'm all or nothing.
Yeah.
So with Lloyd, it was everything. So I think it's like sometimes marriage doesn't work out because people change or they aren't who they say they are. Or right. I mean, it really is a crapshoot. But I lucked out, and I attribute that to the spirit, I guess you want to call that.
Right, yeah. Giving you the intuition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Lloyd's a good guy. So.
Extremely good.
I'm happy that you married Lloyd.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so we lost everything. Sorry, back to the story.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so we were coming home from Alaska. We were going to be homeless. And I just remember packing up all of our stuff in this tiny little yellow car. It was a Lexus.
The Lexus IS. Yeah, I remember that car.
Oh, I think it was he had to take it back from somebody because it did a hard money loan. So that's why we even had it.
Okay.
So somebody defaulted, and I think he had to take the car back. And so that we had that car, which I'm like, it was like a kid car because it had a loud muffler. And it was racing.
yellow on the inside.
Yeah,
and it wasn't just a yellow car, it was yellow everywhere.
Yeah. But it's fine because my favorite color is yellow. Oh. So I'll take it.
Yeah. There you go.
So I drove it, but I remember packing everything tight into the car, driving back to Fairview. And we lived with my parents in their basement. And we had JC right shortly after we got there. November, or she was born in October. Yeah, so just right after the summer. And then we lived there till December. And my dad actually bought a house right across the street from him. But he didn't care about the house. He wanted the shed.
Right.
Or the shop.
Yeah.
And so he was like, hey, you guys could actually live in this house if you want. I think he was just trying to get rid of us, but I'm just kidding. We're not that bad of roommates. But anyways, he was like, here, you can live in this house. So I feel like my dad was kind of a support system for us.
Yeah.
And kind of a, I can't even think of the words I'm trying to use, like a nest, like he helped us start.
Mm-hmm.
Without my dad, we probably wouldn't be where we are.
Right.
Because we had no jobs, nothing. And selling alarms is kind of a trap, really, because it's like you can make a ton of money, but you have to leave your family,
mm-hmm.
and you can't have a consistent life.
Right.
It's very disruptive. It's great for single.
Yeah. And it's great when you're young.
Yeah.
Like if you're married, but you have no kids,
yeah,
you can travel and whatever.
That's great. Yeah.
You know, it's fun then, and it is good money for the amount of time you work.
It teaches you hard work and great sales skills.
Yeah, you learn a lot of valuable skills, but then you're stuck. You know, like, do you continue to live that life and keep doing those sales? Do you transition into sales? We talked about this, me and Lloyd. Like, you know, do you transition into like car sales or some other form of sales? Software now is a huge thing that sales is a part of, you know, but even that, like, it still is the same kind of lifestyle. You know, I have vendors that I deal with. That's who I was on the phone with when you came in, actually. Okay. And one of them's in California, one of them's in Utah, but they cover all Western United States. Oh. You know, and so they're
always traveling.
Every week they're traveling to somewhere.
Yeah.
And I've applied for jobs where it's like that. And they're like, we expect you to travel 3 out of 4 weeks of the month. And it was covering the middle of the United States. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's your family. Silly. Yeah. You know?
It's hard. It's hard on the families.
Yeah. So even though sales is probably like, in my opinion, sales is probably the second most valuable thing in a business.
Oh, it is.
You know, first being business management.
Having a great, you know,
being
structure.
Able to manage the business. But having a good managed business does nothing unless you sell.
Exactly.
So, like, it's crazy valuable, but how do you obtain it without having this hard lifestyle, you know? Yeah. So...
Yeah, so when we got back, he didn't want to keep selling. He also didn't believe in what he was selling because he didn't even own a security system. Like, not that they're not valuable, but it just wasn't something that he wanted to keep pushing. Yeah. And he was very good at it, let's be honest. Like, he was top of the company, whatever. Regional manager. Oh, okay. He did really well. Mm-hmm. But he just didn't love it, and it was kind of depressing to him because he didn't want to be doing that, but he felt like he had to support the family. Right. Anyway, at that point, I'm just like, okay, let's just move home. Let's, see how things go here. And it wasn't supposed to be permanent, and he thinks that I tricked him into staying in Fairview. But
you can go back and listen to when me and him talk about this, because he's like, we left. And we came back to stay for a minute, and then she got pregnant again, so we had to come back.
I know. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I was trying to trick him, but I just loved it here, right? Like, I had such a good childhood, and I wanted that same thing for our kids. Right. And even in St. George, I was like, I don't know how to raise my kids here because it's not as free range, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Like, you have to be...
Well, and the other thing, too, like, Fairview isn't just free range. It's, like, free range around family.
Yes, that too.
And so, like, it's not just a small town. But
everybody's raising your kids in the town.
And it's all Andersons or it's all Coxes and everyone that you grew up with and stuff. And so it's, like, everyone you've been going to church with for years, And so, I don't know, it's different and it's good. Yeah. And
I knew that coming back, and I wanted Lloyd to experience that too. Which I think eventually he didn't hate it here, obviously. He grew up in a small town too, but it took him a second to get friends. But then he had more friends than I did because he was doing, like, all of the recreational sports. Mm-hmm. And if you meet Lloyd, you either hate him or you love him.
Right off the bat, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he gained a lot of friends quickly, so it was an easy adjustment for him, really. But I don't know. And also in St. George, I didn't feel the sense of community. Mm-hmm. I I felt like a number there, and it
Yeah,
was very
yeah.
hard for me.
Which I feel like that you get any size. I feel like you'd probably even feel that way to some extent in like places like Richfield or something. You know, they're smaller communities.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider them small towns, but they don't. People who think that's a small town never lived in like Fairview. That's 1,200
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get it. But I mean, it worked for me, for Shar, I guess I should say. I didn't grow up here.
Mm.
I grew up in Chester mostly, but
Yeah.
we moved many times before that, and so I
Yeah.
didn't really have like a set place. I always called my home Bluffdale when I was
Oh.
growing up,
Okay.
because that was where the majority of my life was spent
Oh.
until like
Then you moved
after
to,
high school.
Yeah.
You know, then the majority of my life had been in Stampede,
Okay.
and so I didn't. When I got married, I had no. When I was dating, I guess I should say, I had no like preconceived notions about where I wanted to live, how it was going to be, or anything like that. I was just like, whatever. I'm going to live where there's a job.
Yeah.
I'm going to live where she wants to live.
Yeah.
And Char's like, well, I want to live in Fairview.
Yeah. Like I'm telling you, our roots runs very deep here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
7 generation, like in our family. Like to tell you, when I was getting married, I didn't want to change my last name.
You're
Absolutely
not the
did
only
not
Anderson
want to.
girl that I've heard that from.
It was so hard for me. Took me a while, like a year
Yeah.
to change. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that, you know, the draw. We have a very strong family here. So,
Yeah. And you can see like the strong family pride
Yeah.
in the girls, which is the weirdest part about it to me, is like the guys, yeah, of course they do, but like the girls are very vocal about how much they love Fairview, how
Yeah.
much they love the Andersons, how much they love.
which the
You know, how
girls
they grew up
shouldn't
and
dictate
stuff.
where we live, right? Because the men's the one that
I mean, I agree to some extent,
find
but
a
at the same
job,
time,
find a job, and then you go. Like you
Yeah.
said, that's usually traditionally how it's done. But
yeah, but then at the same time, in my opinion, the girl is going to be the one that's home with everybody
yeah.
and neighbors and stuff. So I'd rather have her comfortable, and I'll have a little discomfort.
Well, that's
by
because you're
traveling,
sweet, but I don't know if most men are like. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lloyd's also very sweet, so in his own way. Don't
Right,
let me
yeah.
fool you.
I've never heard Lloyd
he's
be
not-
sweet.
He's not sweet, but he's very considerate of others.
Yeah.
Very.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, so I really wanted to stay here, raise my kids here, basically so they could have a similar childhood to what I had,
Yeah.
growing up with all my cousins, you know. So we decided to stay, but there were no jobs here. I mean, I guess there were,
Yeah.
but not jobs that, if you know Lloyd, you know he's not really employable.
Right.
I'm not trying to be like,
Not in a traditional role, at least.
Yeah.
You know, he's never going to take that 9 to 5 and.
he thinks outside of the box,
Yeah.
and it doesn't work well for
Right.
that kind of a setting. So we were trying to figure out what we could do or what he could do, and I remember just thinking, just go get a job. It's not hard. Anyway, so we were trying to figure out what we could even do, and I started doing photography here, and I had great connections, and so it was easy really to just kind of
So you
jump
didn't
full
you didn't
force.
like come home with the plan of doing photography.
No, it all kind of just, I mean, I was doing it all along, but that was not my focus, right?
Right.
And then once I got here, I was like, oh, we literally have $0, so we've got to do something.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were applying for government help, you know,
Mhm,
it was, we were very poor. So then I was like, okay, I'll just do photography. So I started doing it, and I was working my butt off, and I was stressed out all the time. But, you know, I don't regret anything. I learned a lot from that experience and built something great, right? Like it started off very small, and I got a lot of, my first big real job was the high school. The volleyball coach, well, she was actually what do they call them? Administrative.
Like the athletic director or something.
Sorry, my mind like totally went blank on me. Yeah, athletic director. So she agreed. I took her my portfolio. You know, it just
Right.
was a different time, and I was like, I'm good. I promise you.
I
Like,
can
just
do this.
let me do the sports pictures for the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually had history with my sister. She coached my sister in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And when my sister was a senior, she didn't play my sister because she had another player that was better.
For the position.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so my sister sat on the bench a lot. But she respected my sister because she kind of built the team up, right? It was her choice. She could have been bitter and
right.
tore
Yeah,
the
she
team
still
down.
put her all into the team, even
She
though she was on the
did.
bench.
She helped in the practices and helped make everybody better.
That's awesome.
That's the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm going to get emotional.
Kristen is awesome.
Yeah. But that's where we came from. I'm sorry. And anyway, because of her, I got my first shot at a real job that could maybe pay our bills, right?
Sure, yeah.
It was...
In photography.
Yeah. So we started doing pictures for the high school, and it kind of just... I started doing more youth sports. The city gave me a chance,
Mm-hmm.
Once the high school was going to use me, it was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, then other people were like, oh,
She
it's good
actually
enough for
could do
that.
it, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and at that point, it was just me, and it was very stressful because it was just me. Lloyd wasn't even helping at that point because he went to school to sell insurance, pass the test, whatever. He hated it.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing things, but nothing stuck at all.
Right.
So anyway, he finally was like, oh, this actually could be a great business. That's when we became a team. But it took him a minute to jump on board with me.
Gotcha.
And then look what Right Raven is doing now. I mean, we're doing school photography.
Yeah.
I mean, we service 25 schools a year. Like, it really grew because of him.
Right.
Because he kind of got a hold of it and saw what it could be.
Yeah. Well, and no matter what, it's hard to do anything large at scale by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. But having somebody not only with you, but that is business minded and and supportive and everything, like that's gonna make it way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So working out of my house was not ideal.
What's your favorite thing to take pictures of?
Ooh, people. I love people.
Of any variety, or like do you have like wedding pictures, baby pictures, family pictures, school pictures, sports?
That's all. Yeah. Okay. So there's two that jumped out right away.
Okay.
Oh, three. Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I love love. I'm a romantic, so obviously I mean I could do bridals all day long.
Right.
I prefer the bridal setting because it's I can control, lighting and make it look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also good at capturing spontaneous photography, but I like to be in control a little bit more because then I can create, right? I'm more of an artist.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say bridals I absolutely love doing. Love it. And then the other one was sports. I love capturing...
Like sports moments?
No. I mean, I'm good at... I can do that too.
Right.
But I prefer to kind of orchestrate what's happening and grab that amazing shot that I see in my head.
Okay.
So if I have an awesome athlete, heck yeah, I'm going to do some awesome images.
Right. But it's going to be like in motion, potentially, but more like staged in motion.
Yeah.
Not during a game or something specifically.
Yeah. I mean, I can anticipate and catch that shot, right? But I love, so like dance photos, for example, I danced. Mm-hmm. So when I do dance photos, I know exactly what the movement is and I capture it right when they hit the leap or
right.
So anyway, I love doing those kind of shots. But the other one that came to mind was children. I did some of Maverick recently or last year, and you just can't, I don't know, you can kind of like direct the kids, but their reactions are so genuine.
Right.
They just create the best images, and I don't know, there's nothing better than little kids. So fun.
Yeah, that's cool. What's your least favorite thing to take pictures of?
Oh my gosh, you can't say that. You can't ask me that.
It doesn't have to be anything that you do. Like, you don't have to say something.
Oh, yeah, I know. Right away. Landscape.
Really?
Weird, right? doesn't even make any sense because I fought fires. I love seeing scenery.
Right. I wondered
being in
because
the
I've never
outdoors.
seen you really have like a landscape photo.
I'm not even good at it. It's weird.
Not even good.
It's so
I
weird.
doubt
Like,
that. I'm
I
sure you
have
can take a
this
great landscape.
Great artistic brain, right? But like, I see it, and then I go to take a picture, and it just doesn't translate. Does that make
I
sense?
completely agree. Yeah, I've never seen. We've seen some pretty majestic
Oh yeah,
landscapes lately,
yeah.
and like it doesn't matter how many pictures you take, how long you put the exposure for, anything like that. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You will never catch the moment. Like Gabe is really good at getting as close as you possibly can, but even with that, I'm like, you need to take this and then like paint it.
Yeah.
Because in painting it, you can at least bring out some of that beauty.
Yeah.
Because a picture will never do it.
Yeah.
But so I understand that. I'm sure you appreciate landscape shots.
I appreciate landscape shots. I just
Yeah.
yeah.
Difficult to set up. I mean, there's no artistic. Like, that's the thing is, it's like you have to.
There's
it's
an
more
art to
like-
it. You have to camp out for days to get that
Yeah.
shot. And I'm not patient.
Right, but
I
the
just don't
art
get it.
the art isn't like. It's more like mechanical. You
Yeah.
know, like you have to set up the
Right.
positioning and then wait. You know your dates, know your
Yes.
stuff and everything.
Your weather.
Yeah. And whereas like anything else, like with people, it's more like I can take that
Connecting.
artistic into
Yes.
that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can understand. I actually kind of thought that's where it was going to end up,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
thought I'd check and see, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. The a big part of photography for me is also connecting with each subject.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I have a big draw for understanding people and why they are the way they are and what they love, and just
Yeah.
connecting. That's important to me.
Do you feel like having the connection like that changes the picture?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And actually, if people have a terrible experience during the photo shoot, they hate the photos.
Right.
So, I mean, it all works together.
Yeah.
But I always feel like I have a friend after, really.
Right.
So that's another reason why I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're a very nice person and easy to talk to.
Well,
So.
I try to be. I try. Thank you.
But, so photography.
That's where it
is
started.
now- yeah.
Yeah. So that's where we started because
Yeah.
we couldn't find a job, whatever.
Right.
Like
And
jumped on
so it's kind of
board,
out of
threw it.
necessity
Yeah.
that you got into it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want to ever stop photography?
No. I absolutely love it. I will never stop.
So we haven't gotten into any of the other businesses that you guys are a part of right now, but is there one that sticks out as something that will always happen or one that you'd prefer to spend your time on?
It's a constant battle between the gym and 180 Fitness and then White Raven.
Okay. Because I feel like photography is something that it's never going to go away.
Yeah.
That's how you've
I can do
always
that till I
kinda
die.
been.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fitness, that's the other thing too, is like you say at the gym, and I get what you're saying, but fitness is like everyone
It
can do
is.
fitness.
It is. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're never going to stop anyway.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You may stop like promoting the gym or, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That could change.
But it will always be a
you'll-
part of who
yeah,
I
you're
am.
always going to be doing
Yeah.
fitness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So we're into photography, knees
Mm-hmm.
deep into photography. And then you guys ended up with the,
So stressed out. Like I was working from home. It was
in
so
your
hard.
house.
Yeah.
So everything was there.
Yep.
Did you,
My whole
you guys
setup.
didn't print anything there though, right? You just
No,
had like all
at
your
that
stuff.
point I was sending out to professional labs.
Uh-huh.
So I mean that was more
Because this was
overhead
kind of
for
before
me.
it was easy to just have printers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're old.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Dating us a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we sent out all the jobs, or I did, and I edited all the pictures. Back then,
Right.
you literally touched every photo, so it was hours and
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
I didn't
In
sleep.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Was it hard to learn Photoshop?
No, that's something that I learned really well when I worked at the studio in Cedar City,
Okay.
and I loved learning it because it was a way to express my artistic side. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
I just wasn't sure where you'd said that computers were kind of difficult, if that was like a
Oh,
a
I'm
drag
talking
to
about
kinda get
like
into, or-
programming and building
Right,
websites and yeah, I
the rest of
I
computers.
didn't love it. Like coding, I'm sorry, my
Yeah.
brain does not work in that language. I just
Yeah, no. Neither does mine.
oh, there's
I
a
hate it.
comma in the wrong place, everything
Yeah.
crashes, right? Like
Yep.
I couldn't do
Yeah.
it. But I shouldn't say I couldn't. I didn't want to. I didn't love
Yeah.
it. So anyway, so Yeah.
So did you have like a studio where you took pictures in your house?
Well, yeah. I mean, I set one up in my living room.
Right.
And it was pretty quasi, but I made it happen. I mean, I knew how to get a good picture, so.
Yeah.
And I had the skills in Photoshop to kind of.
But you would have people come to your house to take their
yeah,
pictures and stuff and everything.
Just crazy. Our house was so tiny.
Yeah.
But you just start where you can.
Right.
You know, do what you can. And then we would always drive by the studio that we own now and always be like, oh, that building, we need that. You know, like kind of like attracting it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it was for sale for a while. Mm-hmm. And then they did a haunted house, and then Lloyd approached the guy and was like, hey, could we just like maybe rent it from you in the off season? And then he told us that they weren't going to do the haunted house anymore and that he was actually going to sell it. And we were like, oh, okay.
What are the odds?
Yeah, like, we need a studio space. So
like, I may have thought this into existence. Thank you.
Yep. It was amazing, really. Like, pretty much spiritual. Like, it was pretty awesome experience.
Yeah.
I won't go into all of the details, but it worked out that we were able to buy the studio, which we had no money. Like, there's no reason why we should have bought that studio or that he chose us, because there were us and another buyer. The other buyer had money. We did not. Anyways, sweet. God had a huge hand in that.
It was meant to be.
It was. I keep getting emotional. I'm sorry.
That's right.
But that was also the birth of the gym.
Right,
so
yeah, because the gym was there.
It was. There.
It was like, there was equipment.
Yeah.
I remember going to it prior when it was still Illusion Academy.
Yeah, when we first moved here, we went there and we were like, oh.
Yeah, that's kind of how I was still, like, it's got weights and it's got equipment, but, you know, I mean, but he wasn't trying to run a gym out of there.
Right, yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about Yeah, he was awesome. But,
yeah, I think he just wanted it for himself more than anything, and then he just allowed other people to use it, basically.
Yeah.
So.
And I remember I'm going to jump back to, like, high school days for a sec. I remember thinking, why is there not a gym here? You know, like, I just vividly was like, why do we not have a gym? And then I do remember somebody opened one in Ephraim, and I remember getting angry in my head. Can you believe that?
Like, why would they do it in Ephraim?
No, that's not why. I was angry because it wasn't me that did a gym. Because I wanted one. Yes, I wanted one so bad. Anyway, so that's pretty interesting, right? Like, another piece of the puzzle. But I
didn't know you were that into fitness back then.
Yeah, so
you've been a gym goer your whole life.
Oh yeah, like I mean, I did drill team. Right. But I always did weights. So I took a weights class, and I went to weights in the after school, I think is when I went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we did drill team in the morning. So after school, I would go and lift weights, which is so strange. Like, there were no girls in there, football players. Yeah. And it's not that I wanted to be with the boys. I just got along with the boys. Does that make sense?
And they were doing the things you wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I loved lifting.
This concept of, like, I don't want to be around the guys, but I want to do what they're doing. That I did not understand that concept coming from a girl until I met Char. And now I'm like, oh, it's just an Anderson thing. Like, there's maybe a few of the Andersons that are like, I just want to do what I want to do. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, I totally get it now. But
yeah. So, yeah, I've always had a love for it. I remember watching the strongman competitions with my dad on ESPN. And kind of that's where it started, really, watching those. And I actually heard from some people that knew my dad in high school. They told me he was quite the muscle man, which I don't know. There's no photos, so
right.
I'm just going off what they said.
That's what I've been told about, like, pretty much all the Anderson guys.
Very
brothers,
lean,
they're
very
all
lean
muscular,
and had muscles. Yeah.
It seems like most of them wrestled, and so I mean,
each other actually.
I'm sure.
Oh my gosh.
Because Lynn wrestled in college.
I've heard all these stories, and it's like, I didn't know Lynn wrestled in college. Really?
Yeah, that's snow.
That's intense.
Right. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I just, from my dad, kind of, it started that way, but my mom was an athlete also. Like, I did tell you that, but, yeah. And then, So I remember wanting to be the one that opened a gym, right, in Sanpete.
Yeah.
And then when the opportunity come to buy that building, they had the gym, quasi gym in there. There was one member, and he was diehard. He still came, even when it was winter. It was so cold in there. There was no heat. Anyway,
Was it Rusty?
It was.
I knew it was Rusty. Shout out to Rusty.
Oh, we just love Rusty. Like, he was our first customer ever. Like, we just love him. But
Oh, Rusty's awesome.
yeah. So, but I remember Lloyd called John, because John's my brother, and he actually played football in college.
Right.
And
John had sold.
Oh, yeah.
So
also.
he's got that same kind of experience.
Same background,
and everything. And he also was not fitting into the 9 to 5. I remember talking to him about that. Like, that's not John's scene either.
Nope. Yeah.
And so he was already like, I remember talking at that time, and he was like, just, I don't know. You know, he wasn't worried, but he was like, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Kind of a transition stage.
Yeah. Do I keep selling even though I've got kids and everything else? So.
Yeah. Telling you, God helped us.
Dude.
All come together.
Yeah.
It's great. But yeah, so Lloyd called John, and he's asked him if he wanted to start a gym and go in on it with us. And that's where it started. Our first little gym in Mount Pleasant. It was not great at first. Had 0 members, but it caught on, and we kept, improving.
Yeah.
Improving equipment.
I mean, you look at it from what it was when you started to what it is now, and it's night and day different.
Yeah.
Even though it's in the exact same space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we every year we try to do something to improve each gym. Right. So. Yeah, pretty awesome how it got started, and I also, let's see, I'm trying to think what else fitness for me. Oh, in college I did lift. So at Snow they didn't really have a free weights area.
Okay.
In the activity center. So I would go lift weights under the stadium where the football players.
The football player gym.
Like, I just left lifting weights, and it was so. I don't know. I didn't feel weird there because I was friends with everybody, but. Right. Why is this dumb girl coming? I don't know, guys. I just love weights, so that's where I lifted. Katie. Yeah, and it was fine. They let me do it. Ben actually played football there, and so did John. So it's like
they all knew you anyway.
Yeah, I was part of the crew or whatever. And then at SUU, I also lifted with the football players because they had the same situation. Yeah. And because Ben was there, it was fine.
Right, you knew you had the connections to the gym and everything already.
Yeah, yeah. They started to get a new facility as I was leaving. Oh. And that one was on lockdown. Ben wasn't there at that point, so. Right. Which was fine. I was married and moving on. But anyway, so that was kind of how it all started, right, for me, as far as weightlifting and whatever. And then once we got the gym going here, about, 7 years ago? I think pretty close to that. We had a friend, Nate Hooley, that was doing bodybuilding shows. Was it 7 years?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Pretty close. And I was like, let's do it. Let's do this. So it kind of like, we just jumped in full force. Shar was with me and Megan Dimmick. Yep. And I was like, we're going to do a bodybuilding show. So we were all training together.
Well, and Shar had started into training.
Yes.
Not training for something,
correct.
But training people.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's all right. And she was excited about that. But I remember, like, you were, like, the first person, I think, that came to her and you're like, I want to be trained for this.
I didn't know what I didn't know, right? Yeah, and I was like, can you help me? And I remember Nate being like, you can't just jump in. Nate Hooley was like, you can't just jump into bodybuilding shows.
For like 6 months or something by that point, at least. Yeah. If not more, it might have been more.
Yeah, and so then he was like, well, you at least need help. Like, you can't just stand on stage and not know how to pose or whatever. Right. And I was so naive, just whatever. So anyway, he kind of guided us to Roy,
Critchfield.
Roy Critchfield, who helped us train for our very first show. And he helped us pose. He trained us twice a week, I think, we were going up.
Something like that, yeah. I don't remember exactly. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But anyway, so kind of showed us the ropes and what we needed to do. And our first show was, I don't know if I want to say a good experience. Like, it was kind of an eye-opener of like, whoa, like I really don't actually know what I'm doing.
Well, I would say it was good in that it motivated you to do better.
Oh, 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
And it was the same with Shar. Like that, if it wasn't for you pushing her to go
it's
to that
hard
show,
to lose. I don't know. I don't know.
She'd have been like, it would have never happened.
Yeah.
If you hadn't pushed. But once you pushed and made her go to one that she lost, it's like, I can't let that happen ever again.
It's so funny. Yeah. So. It's all or nothing with me. So like losing, I was like, this doesn't feel good. And so, and
Which,
and
I mean,
it's
it was
not,
a small show too.
It was so small. It was, And I don't know, but I came to the realization that back then I don't think my head was in the right place. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Right. Well, I don't know that anybody just
it's a kind of a different world.
What goes into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, even for a girl, like you think about, you look at you or Shar or any of these girls that compete in bikini outside of people who take, you know, pills or any kind of gear or anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't look at them and think they're bodybuilders. You know, nobody's looking at you right now being like, oh, she's huge, you know,
let me flex.
Giant stuff.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, but to get you ready to compete in a bikini or figure or anything like that, that's kind of on the less muscle mass. Mm-hmm. It's intense.
Very.
You know,
very competitive and very intense.
Yeah. It's not like I mean, Shar's like years prepping.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not just like I'm going to decide one day. I mean, you did. That's how you
we
got started.
But I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you didn't know what you didn't know.
Exactly.
And so that's why it was good. But then you learned, and then you're like, okay, now let's prep, and we're going to go.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
It kind of took me a minute to bounce back, too, because I feel like, I don't know, the whole process of like eating very, very strictly. Yeah. That was kind of a new thing for me. Uh-huh. I mean, I've always been somewhat lean. I mean, I've gained with each kid, right?
Sure,
that's just how it
naturally
works. But being very strict like that kind of messed with the way that I thought about food.
Right. It's more mental.
Yeah.
Like it is very physical.
Yeah.
And
that part was easy for me. I wanted more. I kept telling Shar, give me more things to do. I love this. But it was the food that I think that was harder for me.
Yeah, trying to wrap your head around
eating every 2 hours and
less food, less variety, less everything.
Chicken.
Yep.
Every 2 hours. Like, come on.
It makes it very difficult, and I think it's hard for anybody to sustain for any amount of time.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. For me, I still love it, but I think my mind switched. Like, it became more of I can be better. I can compete with myself. I can do this, and I don't necessarily compare myself to others anymore.
Right.
Which I used to, and I think that kind of that's not the way to do it. That's not healthy.
Yeah, that was one thing that Shar's coach Christina has said that from the beginning is like, you're competing against yourself.
Yep.
You know, from what you had last time you competed. Don't
show up better than you did last year.
Yeah, don't worry about anybody else, how they look, how they present, anything like that. Don't look at their pictures online and think
which I don't.
Better or worse. You know. Yeah.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah. So you competed in bikini class first.
Yep.
Right?
Bikini was what I did the very first year I tried.
Yeah.
I remember crying when I got my bikini. Like, I ordered it, I got it, I put it on, and I was like, oh, I actually did cry. And I was like, I have to step on stage wearing this. And I was so secretive. Like, I didn't even want my friends to know I was doing this. Yeah. Because back then, it was kind of like I don't even want to, was it a taboo? I mean, people didn't, it was kind of frowned upon.
Yeah,
really.
It wasn't like a common life thing for sure. I mean, we don't live by an ocean.
Yeah.
And so there's nobody that's like just constantly walking around in a swimming suit.
Yeah.
And so to just have anybody be like, I'm going to put on a swimsuit and then go on a stage.
And walk in front of everybody and flex and whatever.
You know,
but
and with the intention of people looking at my body.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I would say on that same thing is like, we haven't changed. It's that you've brought light into a world that has been thought of as negatively.
Yeah.
You know, so I really actually applaud you and Shar and Megan as the first, and Nate, since, but it's different for guys.
Right.
You know, so.
People don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So like you guys you cast a light onto something that our neighborhood, society, culture around here had no experience with.
Yeah.
And didn't look at with like maybe the best look.
Yeah.
But in reality, you guys shined a light on it that showed that it was actually a worthwhile venture.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. It's not a thing to frown down on, you know. And maybe you don't want like your kids going to all the shows and paying attention to everything and all that stuff, you know, like, but there's a lot of things that adults do you don't want kids involved in.
Yeah.
You know, so this is just another thing that is not negative.
Well, yeah. Okay. So like you say kids, I don't know if I'll probably have them come to the shows with me eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love if my kids got involved with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it promotes health, a healthy lifestyle. And for me, it's almost spiritual too, because I feel like your mind and your body are connected.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first, started realizing that, there was so much power in that.
Yeah, totally agree. It's the reason I mention kids really is like you don't want them involved at a young age.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
And you also don't want them like at the shows at a young age. It's difficult because they don't understand. They don't get it, and
Long
not
days.
that it's a negative thing. It's just a difficult situation for kids to be in. But I mean, we've talked to our kids about potentially. Mac is.
I hope he
tested
does.
him, and he's like, he sits around like 11 to 13% body fat all the time. Like, he doesn't have a lot of size, but he's lean
Very
enough.
lean.
He could just go on stage probably and compete as a teenager.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We're trying to convince him for this next show.
I'm pretty sure Maverick will do it. Like, he has a great physique. I already can tell that. But as far as like, he loves attention, right? Like, he's so charismatic, and I think he'll do it. I do.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I want Indy to do it too, but I don't know if she will. We'll see. Yeah. Time will tell.
That's cool.
But those are my two that are kind of into
that.
Yeah. But that's not true. Hazley does a workout every single day. She's very consistent. Dang. As far as getting on stage, that's a whole different ballgame, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between like fitness and competing.
Yeah. And JC does volleyball too. I'm not saying that they're not into fitness, but like
maybe
stage.
Not the show. Yeah.
That is hard and scary.
Yeah. That's our biggest problem with Mac. Like he loves the attention too. Mm-hmm. And I think he'd be fine once he got on stage. But I think he'd have a problem at first getting out there. And
that first show, I'm telling you, is hard.
Yeah.
I remember shaking so bad I couldn't stand in my high heels.
Yep.
And then to like smoothly transition, it was not smooth.
I mean, I don't think I've been to a show where I haven't seen a girl shaking on stage.
Yeah.
And part of it is lack of water, part of it's lack of food.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just the nervousness, the jitteries of being up on stage, getting out there and doing it and stuff. It's not easy.
No.
So
no, not for everybody, but
yeah.
But the challenge of it keeps me young. All of it. I love everything at this point.
It keeps you healthy. Mm-hmm. As long as so there is like, obviously there's too much of a good thing.
Yeah. It's not my life.
You can go too far.
Right.
But if you're using it to maintain exercise and some sort of a diet, I think it's better.
Yeah, agreed.
Personally.
Yeah. So if that's all you focus on and your kids are getting pushed aside or whatever, I mean, maybe reevaluate. But
right.
I don't know. For me, it keeps balance in my life.
Yeah.
So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So is there anything business-wise that you want to talk about? Like anything new coming up? Or anything that you want to shed light on?
Well, let's see. As far as 180 Fitness goes, or
any
just
of it.
at all?
Yeah, anything that you want to talk about?
Okay. I mean, nothing's coming to mind. I feel like with the gyms, we're never going to stop. Like it's just how we are.
Yeah.
And the way that we think, and we love it, right? Like everyone keeps talking about like build your business to sell it.
Right.
And I mean, we are doing that, but just making sure that we're structured properly. But I don't ever want to sell it because I love it so much. Do you know what I mean? Like,
totally.
It's so hard for me.
How would you want to stop
even think
being
about
fit?
that? Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like that's crazy.
And
it's
I
crazy
just,
talk.
yeah, I just love the gyms so much, and the team that we have created. You know, it's not just me, John, Lloyd, and my dad. Like it's the whole team, all of our managers, our employees, all of them. It takes all of us, and we've just barely started doing like leadership trainings, and I mean we're babies at this point. Like it's just going to get better from here. So it's exciting to think about the future and what the future holds for us. Yeah. And for those that are involved in our team. Right. Really. Yeah. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, check out 180 Fitness then, everybody.
Yeah.
But we're kind of coming up on time, so anything you want to talk about before we finish?
I mean, my mantra is where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to do something or maybe you're scared what's holding you back, you know what I mean? You have to decide and you have to move forward. And also, I believe that our life is an opportunity to grow and progress and be better each day. Yeah. It sounds exhausting, but I mean, if you just take it one day at a time and always try to slowly improve, like those little tiny habits. I mean, we started small, and now we're up to 7 gyms at this point, and we're not stopping, you know, like and I'm not saying that was all me, it was our team effort, but I do those little things daily, you know, that help me progress in life, and it's not just physical, it's all areas of my life.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. So
are you offering a service where you're going to call people and encourage them?
Maybe. No, I've started actually sharing more of who I am online. Oh, cool. And it's kind of uncomfortable for me, but I also feel very strongly that I need to do that because I want to help others be better. And I also have this abundance mindset that, like, if I help others, we all succeed, right? Yeah. And so,
I mean, rising waters raises every ship.
Yes, exactly. So like along this whole journey, I've been, like I see someone with a talent or something awesome. I'm like, okay, how can we help you? Yeah, kind of like my parents did for me. Like really, that's kind of really what it is. So
show the support that somebody might need. Yeah. There was something I was going to ask you. I don't remember what it is, but dang it. It happens.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, but anyway, is that everything?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So how do people find you online?
Well, right now, you guys, I'm old. I'm trying. I need to set up my YouTube still, but I haven't got that far yet. But I have Facebook, Katie Gleave. And then I do have a Instagram, same Katie Anderson Gleave. Yeah. Okay. Can't lose that.
Yeah.
Anderson.
Anderson's got to be in there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people can't find you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Cool. Well, great. Thanks for your time today.
Yeah.